your dog was dying, you'd move heaven and earth to save him. But when you're hurting, you stay silent. Why? Why do we treat ourselves like we don't matter? Today, we flip that script. Today, you learn to show up for yourself, like your life depends on it, because it does. You've spent your whole life showing up for others. Maybe it's time to show up for yourself. Not because you're broken, but because you're becoming. So take the first step. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. And watch how everything begins to change. Why you deserve your own help. The strange contradiction. We live with a contradiction every single day. We care deeply for others, yet we abandon ourselves. If your dog was sick, you'd rush to the vet. You'd sit in the waiting room, worried, praying for good news. You'd take the medicine home, hide it in peanut butter, and make sure every dose was taken. Because you love your dog, because you can't imagine losing him. But when you're sick, you skip doses. You forget appointments. You tell yourself, I'll be fine. You act like your own life doesn't matter. And this isn't just about medicine. It's about how we talk to ourselves, how we show up for ourselves, how we neglect ourselves. We shame ourselves. We punish ourselves. We act like we're not worth saving. Here's the truth. You are someone worth helping. Not because you're perfect. Not because you've got it all figured out. But because you're human. And humans are messy, beautiful, complicated creatures who deserve compassion, especially from themselves. The cost of self-neglect. Self-neglect is everywhere. People wait years for organ transplants, go through painful dialysis, and when they finally get the surgery, some don't take their anti-rejection meds. Why? Not because they're stupid, not because they're lazy, but because life is hard. Depression hits, bills pile up, motivation fades, and deep down, many believe they're not worth saving. That's the lie. That's the poison. That's the whisper of shame. You don't deserve help. But shame is a liar. You do deserve help. You deserve healing. You deserve to be treated like someone you're responsible for helping. Shame, guilt, and the lies we believe. Most people don't neglect themselves because they're lazy. They neglect themselves because deep down, they believe they don't deserve care. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, I don't have time for me. I'll rest when I'm dead. Other people need me more than I need myself. It sounds noble. It sounds selfless. But underneath, it's often shame, a belief that you're not worth the effort. Shame whispers, you're broken, you're weak, you don't matter. And guilt piles on. You've messed up too many times. You don't deserve kindness. But here's the truth. Those voices are lies, echoes of pain, trauma, and cultural conditioning. The hustle culture trap. In the USA, there's a phrase, grind till you die. It's everywhere, in rap lyrics, in motivational posters, in startup culture. Hustle, work harder, sleep less, sacrifice everything. And sure, hard work matters, discipline matters. But hustle culture has a dark side. It teaches people that rest is weakness. That self-care is selfish. That if you're not burning out, you're not doing enough. So what happens? College students pull all-nighters, living on caffeine and anxiety. Single parents sacrifice their health to keep food on the table. Veterans come home from war and refuse therapy because real men don't talk about feelings. Employees skip vacations, skip meals, skip doctor visits because they're chasing promotions, chasing validation, chasing survival. This culture glorifies exhaustion. It celebrates burnout. and it leaves people believing that their worth is measured only by productivity. But here's the truth. You are not a machine. You are a human being. And humans need care. Humans need rest. Humans need compassion. The mirror of trauma. For many people, neglect isn't just cultural. It's personal. Maybe you grew up in a home where love was conditional, where you only mattered if you performed, obeyed, or achieved. Maybe you were told, directly or indirectly, you're not good enough. Maybe you faced abuse, betrayal, or abandonment. Those experiences leave scars, and those scars whisper lies. You're unworthy. You're a burden. You don't deserve help. So when life gets hard, instead of reaching out, you retreat. Instead of caring for yourself, you punish yourself. Instead of healing, you hide. But here's the truth. Trauma is not your fault, and healing is not selfish. The cycle of neglect. Self-neglect often follows a cycle. 1. Pain hits. Chaos enters your life. Stress, loss, illness. 2. Shame whispers. You tell yourself you don't deserve care. 3. Neglect begins. You skip meals, skip sleep, skip meds, skip joy. 4. Strong. Chaos grows. Your problems get worse. 5. Shame deepens. You blame yourself even more. 6. Repeat. It's a downward spiral. And the longer it goes, the harder it feels to climb out. But here's the secret. The cycle can be broken. The moment you decide to treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping, the spiral slows. The chaos softens. The healing begins. Flip the script. What if you were your best friend? Imagine your best friend is going through hell. They're tired. They're lost. They feel worthless. What would you say? You'd say, I got you. You're not alone. You matter. Now imagine saying that to yourself. Feels weird, right? But that's the work. That's the shift. That's the moment you stop being your own enemy and start being your own ally. Because here's the truth. You're the only person who's with you 24/7. You're the only one who hears every thought, feels every emotion, and walks every step. So if you don't show up for yourself, who will? Chaos versus order, the battle inside. Life is a dance between chaos and order. Order is your routine, your comfort zone, your I got this. Chaos is the breakup, the job loss, the panic attack, the I don't know what the hell is happening. We all live between those two worlds. And when chaos hits, most of us fall apart. Not because we're weak, but because we're human. But here's the secret. You can build a bridge between chaos and order. That bridge is self-respect. It's self-care. It's the decision to treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping, even when everything's falling apart. The tools you already have. You don't need a guru. You don't need $1 million. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Start by showing up for yourself the way you'd show up for someone you love. Eat something nourishing. Sleep like you matter. Move your body. Speak kindly to yourself. Ask for help when you need it. These aren't luxuries. They're survival tools. And you deserve every single one. The way forward. This isn't about becoming selfish. It's about becoming whole. When you treat yourself with care, you become stronger. When you're stronger, you can help others, your family, your friends, your community. It starts with you. It always starts with you. So here's your challenge. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because you matter, you're worth it, and the world needs you at your best, John. Walking the line between chaos and order. Two worlds we all live in. Every single day, you wake up into two worlds. One is order, your routines, your plans, your comfort zone. It's your morning coffee, your job, your relationships, your sense of control. The other is chaos, the unknown, the unexpected, the stuff that hits you out of nowhere. It's the breakup text, the medical diagnosis, the job loss, the panic attack at 2 a.m. And here's the truth. You live between those two worlds. You're not fully in control, but you're not fully lost either. You're walking a tightrope, and that tightrope is life. The narrow path where meaning lives. There's a place between chaos and order, a razor-thin line where things feel just right. It's the moment when you're challenged but not crushed, when you're growing but not drowning, when you're dancing with life, not running from it. That's where meaning lives. Think about it. When you're learning something new, it's hard, but exciting. When you're falling in love, it's scary, but beautiful. When you're chasing a dream, it's uncertain, but worth it. That's the sweet spot. That's the zone. That's the place where your soul wakes up and says, "This matters." Chaos isn't the enemy. It's the test. We've been taught to fear chaos, but chaos isn't evil. It's just untamed potential. It's the dragon in the cave, the monster under the bed, the challenge that forces you to grow. In every myth, the hero faces chaos, not to be destroyed, but to be transformed. And you're the hero of your own story. So when chaos shows up, don't run, don't numb, don't hide. Face it, learn from it, rise through it. 1. Order isn't safety, it's structure. Order feels safe, but too much order? That's stagnation. It's the job you hate, but won't leave. The relationship that's dead, but still breathing. The routine that's killing your spirit. Order gives you structure, but it can also trap you. So what do? You keep one foot in order for stability, and one foot in chaos for growth. That's the balance. That's the dance. That's the way. Your brain knows the truth. Here's something wild. Your brain is wired for this. When chaos hits, your body reacts instantly. Fight, flight, freeze. It's ancient. It's primal. But then comes emotion. Then comes thought. Then comes choice. And that's where your power lives. You can choose to step forward, to breathe, to reflect, to act. You're not just a passenger in your own life. You're the driver. The cycle of becoming. Life isn't a straight line. It's a cycle. You face chaos. You build order. You outgrow that order. You face new chaos. You build again. It's messy. It's painful. It's beautiful. And every time you go through that cycle, you become more you. More grounded. More wise. More alive. The real rule. Show up for yourself. Again and again. So here's the real rule. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Especially when life gets hard. Not just once. Not just when it's easy. But every single time chaos knocks on your door. Because you matter. Your story matters. Your healing matters. And the world needs people who've walked through fire and come out stronger. Final words. You're not broken. You're becoming. If you're hurting right now, you're not broken. You're becoming. If you're lost, you're learning. If you're scared, you're growing. So take a breath. Take a step and treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Because you are, and you always have been. You've walked through chaos. You've built order. And now you stand at the edge of something new. This isn't just a video, it's a mirror. A reminder that you matter, that your healing matters. So don't just watch. Act. Speak to yourself with kindness. Show up for yourself with courage. And treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Because you are. And the world needs you. Whole, strong, and unapologetically alive.